Hey everybody, and for today's progressive programming workout, we're going to jump into a two-part workout. Now, part A is going to be an AMRAP, and part B is going to be a task-oriented for-time couplet. Now, we're going to start out with a running clock. It's going to go for 18 minutes in total, and that's going to basically indicate where our workout ends. So starting out for 18 minutes, we're going to go ahead and begin the first 7 minutes as an AMRAP of 2 bar muscle-ups and 6 box jump overs, just a standard box jump over with 2 bar muscle ups. After we finish that 7-minute window, we have a 2-minute mandatory rest. So we're going to rest from 7 to minute 9, which is where we're going to start the next part. Now, looking at part A in whole, we've got the bar muscle ups and the box jump overs. There's essentially 2 patterns that are going to go relatively quick if we are proficient with these movement patterns. Now, if we find ourselves looking at the bar muscle up as a limiting factor here, which is totally fine. It's a tough, high-skilled movement. What we want to think about is making sure that we're able to complete the work and the movement itself as prescribed. So keeping ourselves with good standards and good mechanics with both shoulders crossing over the top versus doing the dreaded chicken wing. We want to make sure that we're able to maintain 1 rep every 20 to 30-ish seconds. Now, if you're looking at longer time domain to maintain good mechanics, then let's scale this movement back. Now, depending on how we scale it, that's going to depend on where our prerequisites are for the bar muscle up itself. Do we have the ability to get over the bar and hold support? Maybe we're doing a jumping bar muscle up. If not a jumping bar muscle up, then maybe let's modify it down to a toe to bar pull-up complex. Maybe it's a strict toes to bar to a strict pull-up complex. So if you do a strict toes bar into a strict pull-up, that would be 1 rep. Do that 2 times. There's your bar muscle-ups. Get over to your box jump overs. And if we need to scale further, maybe we don't have the ability to do an unassisted pull-up, then let's maybe modify it to a burpee, to a toes to bar, or a knees to elbow. Something where we're having to move through a great range of motion. Again, finishing off on our box jump overs. Now, on the box jump overs, we want to make sure that we're jumping up, landing 2 feet at the top of the box, and then stepping down the other side. You have basically the ability to go back and forth between these 2 movement patterns within a 7-minute window, accumulating as many rounds and reps as possible. Once you have finished that, 7 minutes is up. You're going to rest 2 minutes, and then at minute 9, we're going to continue on to part B. Part B is a 15-12-9 4-time toes to bar and burpee box jump overs. So you're going to see essentially if you are modifying to a burpee toes to bar or burpee knees to elbow, we're going to see some carryover from movement patterns, which is going to allow us to maybe modify this one a little bit. So looking at this, what we want to emphasize is you have until minute 18 to complete this 15-12-9. Now, this part is 4-time. You're starting at minute 9. So you essentially have 9 minutes to complete 15-12-9. Now, looking at this one, the toes to bar, make sure we're maintaining consistency on their toes to bar. And if we don't have the ability to maintain consistency on the toes to bar, then let's go to a knees to elbow. Now, if you're finding yourself doing the knees to elbow in the bar muscle up variation, then maybe what we want to do is modify this even further and go down to the prone position or the supine position on your back and going into V-ups. So modifying it with a V-up. Then the burpee box jump over. So we did burpees. If we scaled and we did burpees into a burpee to a knee to elbow, then what we can do is maybe modify this to a burp box jump over. So maybe not the full burpee, just to kind of take it a little bit easier on the overall volume of the shoulders. But at the same time, that's just an option. What I would recommend is do this workout as it's prescribed. If you had to modify the first part, it was only a couple burpees if you had to do that variation. Otherwise, in this part, we want to think about more gas pedal. So the first part, we're pacing it out for a total of 7 minutes. This part, you have the ability to go through it as fast as you can and end the workout as quick as possible. So subtract the 9 minutes from the first part for your total time in part B. That's it for today.